Griffon Sports Insider is presented by Mosaic Life Care. Hello and welcome to GSI, presented by Mosaic Life Care. Nice to see you, Brett Easley.
Great to see you as well, as always.
Not nice to see Missouri Western football off to a 1-1 start, though. Let's begin there.
Oh, it's not a long way to go. The Griffons return home this week to host Northeastern State Saturday night. Let's hope this is a rebound game. Got a good chance to
Yeah, Western out of the top 25 for the first time in a few years and coming off their first regular season road loss in 3 years. It happened last Saturday at Central Oklahoma. Coach Partridge and company would like to have that one back. Week 2 takes us to Edmond, Oklahoma. The 20th ranked Griffons taking on UCO. The Broncos just 2 wins a year ago, trying to go 2-0 to start 2014. Western's Week 1 starting quarterback, freshman TJ LeFevre, out this game after suffering a concussion in the opener, so enter fellow freshman Skylar Windmiller. His first career start. He had lots of help from the defense. They were all over the Broncos early on. First quarter, junior Mike Jordan with his first pick of the season, the 8th of his career. That would lead to this. Windmiller fakes the handoff, then hits Brandon Clark over the middle. Clark goes to the house. 30-yard touchdown. Griffons get on the board at 7-zip. Early second quarter, they add to the lead. Windmiller hits Stephon Weaver. 20-yard scoring strike. Weaver, team high 6 catches for 72 yards. It's a 14-0 game. UCO would answer with a touchdown of its own. And then just before the half, the momentum shifts. Windmiller's pass picked off by UCO's Cody Jones. He returns it 42 yards. Windmiller makes the touchdown-saving tackle. UCO with the ball at the Griffon 4, but the defense stands up at the goal line. They hold the Broncos to a field goal, so Western goes to the break with a 14-10 lead. Defense still holding up despite first-half knee injuries to linebackers John Oglesby and Josh Williams. The Griffons forced 3 consecutive 3-and-outs to start the third quarter, but the offense could not take advantage. Taylor Anderson misses a short field goal. Next drive, John Schmiemeyer's 53-yard attempt is blocked. It's still 14-10 after 3 quarters of play. Griffons would get a field goal to go up 7 at the start of the fourth quarter, but then the game turns. UCO quarterback Chaz Stollard somehow avoids 2 sacks and finds a wide-open Christian Hood. Hood goes 35 yards down to the Griffon 3. Next play, Stollard finishes the job. It's a brand-new ball game. We're tied at 17 with under 10 minutes to go. UCO with a chance to take the lead on their next drive, but the field goal is blocked by Arbanis Elliott, so we stay tied. But the offense continuing to go nowhere, could get no rhythm at all. UCO gets the ball again with over 2 minutes to play and marches 83 yards downfield. 17 ticks remaining in the game. Seth Hiddink set up for an 18-yard field goal. Can the Griffons block another one? No, it's good. UCO takes its first lead of the game with 17 seconds remaining in the game. Griffons need a miracle march with no timeouts. Instead, Windmiller is picked off by Jones for the second time, and he is gone. The clock hits 0 as Jones tacks on an extra TD, and that's how it ends. UCO stuns Missouri Western, 26-17 the final. The offense managed just 261 yards on the night, and the Griffons fall to 1-1. It's their first regular season road loss in 3 years.
First start jitters, but I mean, we came out pretty solid, so that kind of helped, and started feeling good, and then things just kind of went downhill collectively. And I mean, it's just all stuff that can be fixed.
Third quarter, we had the field position that whole third quarter and just couldn't punch it and score. We just never could make a play. They found a way in the last couple of drives to move the ball, and that last drive was very disappointing how poor we played on defense. We just made some really mindless mistakes and stuff that just can't happen. But, I told them we're not a very good football team right now. We're not. And, UCO deserves to win. They beat us tonight. We deserve to lose. I'm hoping we're not going to be this same football team at the end of the football season, or it could be a long year. We need to be a different football team next Saturday.
And joining us now, head coach Jerry Partridge, your team now 1-1. I know you weren't happy after the game. You kind of called out the defense a little bit, but you give them a little of a break a little bit. I mean, they did play well. They held UCO out of the end zone for the majority of the game and multiple times, and just were on the field a lot on Saturday.
Well, 3 quarters of very good defense. Had a stretch there where we had 5 straight 3-and-outs. Every series in the third quarter was a 3-and-out. Thoroughly dominated through that process. We just
had control of the game. I think you said it in your post-game interview with me. Yeah, you felt like you're in trouble. We never just totally got it, and we never put it away and left a minute. And then fourth quarter was bad defense. 220 yards was bad defense. And a lot of it was the guy making scramble plays, and we blitzed a couple times down a stretch and had guys in the same gaps and allowed him to scramble even better.
Well, in games like that, it's easy to go back and look at a couple, 3 plays, and they don't make the games, but it's the one you remember. And to me, the big play, and I'm sure you remember it well, 3rd and 8, I think it was, and it almost seemed like we had the quarterback sacked not once, but twice. He miraculously somehow gets it to a receiver that's left open in the flat. He takes it down, and they ultimately score on that possession. Just really wasn't the same after that, was it?
I always talk about sacking a quarterback. When you attack them, it's almost like the matador and a bull, but they're standing there, and the bull's running out. All you got to do is you just step out of the way, and the bull's going to miss you. If the matador's running at the bull, he won't be able to avoid it as much. Well, those quarterbacks are standing there, and you can't just go lunging at him and diving at him. You got to kind of almost sneak up on them and gently get to them and wrap them. Well, we're knocking each other off or sliding. He is going down on the play. He is falling, and we just came up out of coverage and just a huge bust at that moment. And they got about a 30-yard gain, and it really, at that point, I think told Central Oklahoma, hey, we got a shot here. I'm not sure they ever really bought that they had a shot. They're playing hard. They're a better football team, but at that point, they're like, oh, wow, we got this thing. And we didn't respond real well from there.
Well, despite 1 or 2 struggles here, the defense for the last 2 weeks has played well enough to win you football games. And offensively, obviously you look at that, that's the struggle. Just 1 for 11 third down conversions the other night. It's and averaging 260 yards a game offensively. It's going to be hard to win that way, and it's been hard the last 2 weeks.
Well, we're going to have to get it done in a couple areas. Certainly the passing game is going to have to take off. We're not Raphael's running really hard, and we're getting the second, third level, and we got to get him home. There were several times probably we just need to block a little better on a perimeter, and he's going to go to the house, and we just don't give probably the effort we should give at times there. I think Aaron Bell does a tremendous job of coaching those kids. And
talking about a receiver.
Yeah, and just does a great job of getting those kids to block and block hard, and we've always been really good at it. Right now we're not buying into that, and we got to buy into it. And those kids can do it, and they will do it, and once that starts happening, Raphael gets rolling, we'll be good. We're going to start connecting the dots in the passing game. That will happen. We got to protect a little better, but it's just all it takes 1 or 2 plays, and the floodgates can open.
We'll talk about your quarterback, TJ Lefebvre. Didn't play with injury, so this was Skyler's ball game. He did some very good things. He did some things probably on film. He's going to go back and say, golly, why did I do that? Your assessment of him last week?
I think he played okay. He played solid and did some good things. Threw some really good balls. I think one of the balls Alec Furbett was a really, really good football. I thought there were some nice things he did. Probably need to develop him pulling on his own read a little bit, and that'll help a little bit and alleviate some things for Raf. But did he win the job long term? I don't think so. I mean, I think it's still kind of up in the air, and I think you'll see TJ play this week some.
And at least on the surface, you have 2 confident quarterbacks that they sound the part. And you'll hear this in Skyler's post-game interview.
It was good to get the first start out of the way. I mean, you come in against Central, get the first game time out of the way, then you come here and get the first start out of the way. And I mean, there's no excuses for anything. First start being whatever it is, but it's just something you got to come back next week ready to go.
So the question, you say we'll see TJ Saturday. It'll probably be Skyler to start, but what do you do? I mean, is it just kind of wait and see, until somebody asserts themselves, or?
Well, first of all, I'm assuming TJ will be cleared. He had a concussion, and we obviously did not divulge that last week. Like I said at the media luncheon, it's not NFL. I don't have to, and you have to. You got to help the kid out a little bit. And he was concussed. Actually, before he threw his 3 picks against Central Missouri, he was concussed and didn't tell anybody the next day. Hopefully, he'll be cleared in the coming days, and he'll be available to us. And I think we go into the next Saturday, kind of like we did Game 1, where probably Skyler will be the starter, and you'll see TJ in the second quarter, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'd like to think that eventually one's going to take the job. But same token is, I think they're both quality guys, quality competitors, and I don't know that will happen this year. Injury-wise,
we saw in the video you lost 2 key defensive players. Just an update.
It's amazing. Injuries are always hard anyway, but then when you lose them, the number 1 and 2 guy at the same spot, the jack linebacker position, John Oglesby, second play, loses to a big knee injury. Certainly the MCL is torn, I think, in 2, and at least out 6 weeks. ACL is what we're MRIing today. Josh Williams got in and got hurt 2 series later, a similar knee injury, but we think we're more positive about the outlook of him. I thought Joey Capel came in and played well. Did some nice things. We're going to move Cody Lindsey to back him up.
Well, you'll take the rest of the healthy teams Saturday against Northeastern State. We'll talk about the Riverhawks with a capital H, by the way.
Yes, it is.
When we come back.
Capitalize the high H.
If change never happened, how would life take flight? How would our days unfold? At Heartland Health, we believe change can be beautiful. That's why we're changing our name to offer you even better care. Care that keeps up with the changes in your life and the moments that matter most. Heartland Health is becoming Mosaic Life Care. It's more than health care, it's life care. Visit us online to learn more.
Well, this Saturday night, one of our favorite nights of the year. Griffons will bust out the black and gold camo for Military Appreciation Night. First 1,000 fans get a free red, white, and blue Griffon t-shirt, and any military member receives 2 free passes to the game. The event sponsored by the Missouri Army National Guard. It's also Family Day as the 1-1 Griffons will try to rebound against Northeastern State. The Riverhawks, with a capital H, 0-2 entering this one. Can we put them at 0-3? That's the question. Bo, can you give us an answer?
Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em.
Well, Bo's ready. He's already out at the stadium 3 days early. Bo, you were wrong last week. I know you're a little upset, but there's a lot of folks at home. A chance to get healthy this week against Northeastern State. I know you've watched tape. What's the prediction? Bo, you're on. It's your turn. I know you're upset. What's it going to be this week? Look, Bo, this is a contracted segment, very popular. People at home are hanging on every one of your words. What is it going to be this week, Griffons in Northeastern State?
Jerry Partridge better get his ass in gear this week, or there's going to be total pain.
Welcome back. Bo doesn't handle losing very well.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Get it in gear.
I played softball for Bo back at the time. He was a very difficult manager to play for.
Yeah, especially when you're not having success.
Sure.
Yep. And he doesn't jump off the bandwagon, but he'll be there. But he'll be.
Yeah, we better get it going.
He's the Cleveland Indians
Obviously,
fan.
we better get it going.
Well, Northeastern State, they probably need to get it going too. They've struggled this year, 0-2 with losses to Pitt and Fort Hays State. They've been outscored a combined 85-13 in those 2 games. You said this before. It's not really about Northeastern State. It's about the Griffons on Saturday and playing well. And when you play well, things will take care of itself.
I've always felt that way. I think it's about how we play, and you know, I think people that know me know I do a lot of reading. You know, when I get a chance to, and I read more basketball coach stuff than I do football coach. But you know, one of the things that Mike Krzyzewski always talks about, success isn't measured really by, and actually John Wooden does the same thing. Not really measured by whether you win or lose. It's really kind of how you play the game. Do you play as well as you can play? And I think that's what we're shooting for. I didn't feel very good after week 1, really. I don't think we played very well. We won against a very good team. Obviously, it's a very good team because they beat Emporia 50-31. We didn't play very well, and we let a team that was opportunistic and hungry beat us, and it's going to be up to us to play well again this Saturday and keep it out of Northeastern's brain that they can beat us.
Specifically about Northeastern State, they have a new coach, someone that does know the league, has coached in the league. What do you expect to see from the Riverhawks on Saturday?
Well, I've already watched a lot of offense, and it's Washburn's offense, you know, pretty much what they do. A lot more formation, though, a lot more, you know, Washburn's always done that stuff, but now Northeastern's taking Northeastern. Little less, you know, back the Washburn defense is more base-oriented and sound. Now they're really, I think maybe just because they don't have the personnel, they're really coming after it from all angles and blitzing a lot and playing a lot of man.
One of the things coming out of last week's game that I know bothered you, and in fact I think is a staple of our teams over a long, long time, we're traditionally a very physical team. In fact, I think the elite level teams in this league are. I think that's why they have success at a very, very high level. And I'm not sure you felt that way after the game on Saturday. Just talk about that.
Well, I think going in, Coach Bobick was talking about how, you know, they got to be ready because that's what they're facing. And defensively, I think we played physical. I do think that for 3 quarters. The fourth quarter, sometimes a scrambling quarterback can make you non-physical, and that's what it looked like. Offensively, I think that Central Oklahoma kind of took it to us up front, and I think their secondaries took it to us on the perimeter. Not good.
You know what it is good and it's time for? It's time for Easley's Tantalizing Trio. Again, we ask you 3 questions, and you give me the first question that pops in your head.
This really feels like a depressing, tantalizing trio this week.
Not.
With the
No,
attitude.
I feel really good.
You know
Okay,
what?
good.
It's fall, and I like pumpkin. We are featuring pumpkin pie. You like
Great.
pumpkin
I thought
pie?
we featured pumpkin last week, didn't we?
Well, we
No.
did. And
We've done it
I just
before.
happen to like pumpkin, and I don't know why. I've got pumpkin is on my taste buds. Just when it gets cool and the leaves turn, it's kind of time, even though the leaves really haven't turned yet. But I'm
We've
ready
wasted
for it.
45
Football
seconds
season.
of your life talking about pumpkin.
Well, we're not going to waste it anymore. You know, this is what I call the favorite edition. I'd like to find out what are some favorites of Jerry Partridge's right now as we sit here in early September. And this question
Deja
is
vu
fitting.
all over again.
This question is fitting. You like to read. What's your favorite book right now? Or favorite book you've ever read?
Oh, I don't. I read more biographies and and spiritual
I'd like
stuff.
to know what one of those is.
I've read a bunch of them, so it's hard.
Brett Easley was going to the bookstore to get a book. What would you tell him to go get right now?
Anything written by John Wooden's really good, and I think Mike Krzyzewski's good. I really liked Marty Schottenheimer's book.
I don't know that you're really along these lines, but I think most football coaches are. What's your favorite quote? Do you have one?
One lately that I've kind of hung on to was something that I saw in Minnesota's locker room that Jerry Keel says, and it's basically, I hear what you're saying, but I trust what you do. And there's lots of
like that. Absolutely. And finally, I hope this is an easy question for you. Simply, Jerry Partridge's favorite color.
That's easy. Two of them, black and gold.
Yeah,
black and gold.
That's what I was hoping for.
We're hard hitting there this week, but let's be hard hitting this Saturday
One of
against.
my favorite quotes is Missouri Western wins.
Yeah,
Like
that would be okay.
I wish I thought about that. I wish I thought about that.
Total pain. That would remember
like
that
that
was
one too.
a good
Yes.
rallying cry. That works.
You guys are kind of being like Bo, but that's all right.
Yeah, we'll see it. Jerry Partridge, we'll see you Saturday, 6 o'clock for Military Appreciation Night. Yep, we'll see you there. And as we go to break, another Griffon big gun had a big weekend in the NFL. Greg Zuerlein's 38-yard field goal with 38 seconds remaining lifted the injury-riddled St. Louis Rams to a 19-17 win over Tampa Bay this past Sunday. Zuerlein a perfect 4 for 4 on the day as the Rams move to 1-1. Hopefully the Griffs will be 2-1 on Saturday. GSI back after this.
Won't you follow me into the jungle? Ain't no God on the streets, in the heart of the jungle. Won't you follow me into the jungle?
Friday night, great night for a home opener. Griffon soccer trying to add to the best start in school history. He doesn't always watch the Griffs, but when he does, he prefers to see them go 3-0. Chad Edwards, the most interesting pep talk in the world.
Okay, lots of passion, lots of energy for 90 minutes tonight. 90 minutes is what it's going to take to win this game.
Actually, this one would take longer, making this the most interesting game in the world for this Friday night. The Griffon defense has been unbelievable so far this season. They've yet to allow a single goal. That didn't change Friday. Keeper Sarah Lyle just one save on the night, but the defense kept Bemidji clear. The Griffons dominating this game from a possession standpoint. They outshot the Beavers 23-7, but could not find the net for the full 90 minutes. He doesn't always like scoreless ties, but when he does, he prefers overtime. That's where we're headed, and that's where we find the most interesting play of the night. 95th minute, freshman Bridget Blessy from 30 yards out, off the bounce, and in. Ball game, celebration. Griffons pull off the 1-0 victory in overtime. They extend their best start in school history to a perfect 3-0. That's also their third straight shutout of the season. They've now surpassed their win total from all of last season, and they've matched their goal total from all of last season. They did it with the freshman's first collegiate goal. Bridget Blessy, you're up.
I was thinking I need to challenge this goalkeeper. Hopefully Casey on the outside or even Tara up top can go into it. And luckily enough, I hit it well enough. It just went through the goalie's hands, and it was awesome. It felt like something from a dream, or like something I dream of when I like watch the World Cup or something.
All right, so you're 3-0 now, first time in school history. Kind of, how does that feel for you?
Feels great. It's a tribute to the kids. I mean, the kids have really worked hard, and I give the kids all the credit that they deserve this, and it's finally coming for them, and I couldn't be happier for them.
Well, that was certainly a memorable Friday night. The Griffons making school history with a perfect 3-0 start.
It was a neat way to win, too. They enter this week with a 3-1 record after suffering their first loss of the season Sunday to Augustana. Chad Edwards' crew opens MIAA play this week beginning Friday night in Maryville against Northwest, followed by a Saturday road trip across the state at Lindenwood. Let's stay hot. Well, speaking of hot starts, Missouri Western Volleyball enters conference play this week with a 6-2 record.
Yeah, we are joined now by the voice of the Griffons, Dave Riggert, standing by with second-year head volleyball coach Marion Carbon.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm here with Marianne Carbon, and so far so good for your volleyball team. Talk about this start. You guys, are you happy with how things have gone so far?
Yeah, I think we're pleased. Our goal was to come out of the preseason with a record above 500, and then as high above 500, obviously, as we could get was better. Last year we came out 2-6, and so we said at the very least we needed to flip that record and be 6-2 coming out, and that's where we're at. So I think we're in good shape, and we know that we very easily could have been 7-1 or 8-0, and so that's leaves some room for improvement.
You've switched some players around, put them in different positions. Has that worked as well as you had hoped or foresaw that?
Yeah, I think it has, and we don't want to reveal too much because we want people to have to figure us out, when they see us for the first time. But they'll see us on film and they'll know that we've made some changes. And so far it's been a positive for our team. It gives us a lot of options offensively that we maybe didn't have in the past because those players were having to come out and not playing all the time together. And so to make the changes we have has really made our offense very dynamic. And so far Jordan Shohan's doing a good job of running it effectively and taking advantage of all the options that she has.
We talk so much about offense. Everybody likes offense. We talk about the hitting from Erica and Jesse and everybody else, but defensively you guys have been very good. Blocking, Sarah Fauble in the back row has been very good. Holly's been good in the back row. Talk about defense and how big that's been early in the season. Yeah,
I think we've gotten a lot of compliments. Actually, an opposing fan from another team this weekend told us, came up to us after the game, just said, "Coach, that's one of the best defenses I've seen so far this season." And that's a huge compliment coming from, the opposing team. And it speaks a lot to the hard work that they did and how much they played together over the summer. And it's a hard thing to do in volleyball. It's not flashy. People don't notice it all the time. The offense gets all the credit, but they just do it because they have a desire to keep that ball from hitting the ground on our side and making sure that they give us every opportunity to win as many points as we can, and so far it's working.
Griffon's off to a great start. Hopefully it continues. I'm Dave Riggert for Griffon Sports Insider. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dave. One of the early season stars for the Griffons has undoubtedly been Jessie Thorup, and that is a good thing to see. The Olathe, Kansas native is back to form after tearing her ACL midway through last season. She has come back with a vengeance. 104 kills in 7 matches this season. She has double-digit kills in all of them. Thorup was playing at an all-conference level before she got hurt in 2013, and that kind of motivated her to return this year better than ever.
Our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Carbon, has her pegged. He knows that in order to motivate Jessie Thorup, you just tell her that you have doubts about her ability to win a drill, to accomplish something. And that's what motivates her, and it's amazing. She can do amazing things when she thinks that anyone out there doubts what she's able to do.
I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm so pissed off that I had to miss half my season on a stupid injury. So all the hard work I put in this summer and in rehab, even though it's not what my team was doing, definitely have that going for me and just ready to go.
You can't say pissed off on GSI, can you?
Jessie Thorup can.
Yeah, I guess she can.
Legalized for her.
Griffon's conference and home opener Tuesday night versus Central Missouri, and then back home Friday 7 p.m. versus Emporia, and then back home Saturday at 1 o'clock versus Washburn.
We need a good crowd and good opportunity to get out and see a very good Griffon volleyball team.
Yep, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jessica Cook. And this is Cook's Court. We're here at Tailgate Central on the beautiful campus of Missouri Western State University. Anybody who is anybody comes to Tailgate, even if you're not anybody.
All I know is the Mules gonna get it. They gonna get it.
Okay, and answer this question. How much have you had to drink tonight?
I had 2 waters.
Missouri Western women's basketball head coach Robin doing what he does best, eating.
Oh, thank you. Well, it is my job to come out and make sure that the tailgates are serving fine food.
I thought that you were on a diet. That's the word going on.
That was inside information.
Hello, son. What do you think about this football game tonight? You're that mad about it? Use your words.
Well, I got up at 6:30 this morning and put on the meat and the beans, so
basically like your whole lifetime of working on this.
Yes, I got up this morning. I woke up probably 6:30 and I was going to go back to sleep, and I didn't because I was so excited for the game today.
How many beers have you had today?
Get the camera out of my face.
How many waters? How many waters?
Waters? I've had a couple waters.
Not enough. Not enough.
Okay.
Well, tailgating, always a good time at a Griffon game.
Absolutely. Got a good opportunity to do it this week.
Yeah, 6 o'clock Saturday is the start, so get here a few hours early and then get in early and get your Military Appreciation Day Missouri Western red, white, and blue t-shirt.
Looks good on you.
Looks good
on G.A. Taylor,
Looks good
too.
on G.A.
Thank you,
Taylor.
yeah.
Very nice.
Fine
Very
sponsors
modeled
on the
out
back.
very well. That was the quickest GSI debut ever.
First 1,000 that come through the gates are going to get these, and these are presented by our good friends at Nestle Purina Pet Care, U.S. Bank, and Fast Gas. And Anderson Ford's also a game sponsor that night, along with our good friends of the Missouri Army National Guard for Military Appreciation Night. Remember, Tailgate of the Week wins $50 to our good friends at Apple Market. And it's also Family Day on the Griffon campus as well. So going to have a host of families, a host of things going on. Only thing missing is you. We need a good crowd out there in black and gold, 6 o'clock Saturday.
And we'll see you then. That's GSI for this week.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, go Griffs.